Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you are joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. We always are glad to get people coming in to help us be better people, be aware of what's going on, and keep each other safe. Best one to do that, our sheriff, Tim Soignet. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Keith.
I appreciate it. You know, it's 4th of July is coming up. People get excited about it. But boy, it's something we need to be prepared for and really think about before this holiday weekend.
Yes, sir. I know we had, people like to have a good time, and I want people to have a good time, but I want them to be safe. We'll have officers out there really monitoring roads, making sure people are safe on the roads. I'm sure state police is going to be out there with enforcement for any drinking and driving. And we asked, look, have a designated driver, do the right thing. And, sometimes I said, give us a call. We'll help you out. I mean, I don't want nobody to get in trouble. I want people to have a good time, but do it safely.
Yeah. And you know what? A call to the sheriff's office, very simple, 876-2500, call them and say, I didn't plan on drinking. I started drinking and I'm not safe to get home. I need some help.
We'll help them connect the resource to get home. And I mean, I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always a good thing. You guys are there for help and for health and for safety, and not because somebody wants to be held accountable for making a bad decision.
Yes, sir.
Want to stop it before it's a bad decision. Let's talk a little bit about fireworks in the parish.
Okay. Well, what I ask people to be courtesy about their neighbors. Not everybody likes it, but I mean, it's been pretty popular the last couple of years. Just be courtesy with your neighbors. Remember, dusk on 4th of July till 10 p.m. And that's the legal time you can pop them. I know they're starting to sell them a little early. We ask people to do a little bit of strain. I know you're excited, but that's the times you're allowed to do it. And our guys are going to be out there and try to make sure people adhere to that, just as a courtesy to the neighbors and everything else.
Right. And dusk, we're talking 7:30, 7:45 to 10 p.m. People have more than 2 hours to be able to do that. It's the ones that go on, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And I think that's where the kind of the problem area comes in.
And when the parish council, when they put the ordinance together, they looked at New Year's Day was a little bit different. Coming into New Year's, they allowed a little bit later. But 4th of July, let's remember what it's about. It's independence. It's our country, the birth. I always tell people, take a breath and realize everything our forefathers intended, the blood, sweat, and tears for our country. And we're free, and you get a chance to enjoy that a little bit about what it's really like to be a true American.
Yeah, let's not forget the historical importance of it. And the fact that every single person who has served is protecting that right that independence. Think about it that way.
That's exactly right. People sometimes lose focus on many holidays and what it's really about. Let's bring it back on what got us here, and let's have a little appreciation of that part of it.
Yeah, and the freedom to be able to do that. You can't really do that everywhere. And so in Terrebonne Parish, you can do that from dusk until 10 p.m. And then, quite frankly, it's on a Monday, and I don't know many people that are off on Tuesday.
No, not many. But but I will say this, and I said it 1,000 times. People in Terrebonne Parish are some of the most patriotic people that I know. And from a veteran, from law enforcement, I really appreciate that. That's a breath of fresh air for me.
Right. Well, and certainly for somebody who served like you have, and somebody who fights for the rights of our veterans like you have. And before we were talking about all the people that are so passionate about fighting for the rights of these veterans, and just making sure that we're doing our part for that. This holiday is a part of that as well.
That's right.
We have some other holidays that are, they're about our veterans. This is one of them as well, and that's important too. But also about making good decisions too, and about DUIs, and so that's one of those things that people need to be aware of and conscious of.
Exercise. I mean, smart. Some people go out. They say, "Well, I didn't intend on drinking." Have a plan A. Okay. Well, if I do, I got plan B. And being prepared. I mean, look, I'd rather to make a phone call. Look, I'm in this position. I don't want them to get on the road. Make a phone call. We'll figure out something to get you home safely.
Right. And then we've got lots of options to be able to do that. You can take a taxi home, and
that's right. Uber now.
Uber is available. That's exactly right. So there are a lot of things. The other thing is also about some of the safety. With a lot of people want to go out grilling, and they want to be able to do those things. Just be aware that those family times are about everybody in the family.
That's right.
They don't just because you got to get up early and prepare the meat early in the morning doesn't mean you got to start drinking early in the morning.
That's right. I mean, Usually I got a pellet grill, so we'll put something on the grill and let it rip for 5 or 6 hours, and it's ready to go. Which has been a really great thing. The pellet grills. I like
Yeah.
'em.
Okay. And so again, there are ways to make a good plan
right.
for that. There's ways to be able to do that. Anything you want to let the public know, and I got about a minute left here, from you and your officers. I know presence is one of those things. You guys are always out monitoring. Y'all are always out making sure that y'all are out on the roadways, keeping them safe.
This weekend we'll continue to be out there protecting our citizens. From Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office to our community. Have a great, blessed 4th of July and a safe one. And remember, from what we learned from Hurricane Ida, a little bit of being nice to our neighbors is a good thing. And I think a tragic event has brought our community tighter together among neighbors. Remember what brings us together and apply that among our community.
Yeah, tragedy can often do that. Tragedies can make us rethink how we do things. And you may bring up a really good point that we all have needed help here post-Ida. We've had to lean on each other, and we've had to learn on what about other people's needs, and putting other people's needs above our own is often one of those things. We call that the helping high.
That's right.
Being able to feel good about helping other people. Tim, we're glad you're out there. We're glad your officers are out there. We appreciate what you do and keeping us safe as always. So happy 4th of July to you and everybody that works with you.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou time when we continue.